Welcome to the Wally Show precast, and it's the first precast of the new year. Yay!
Yay! Haven't seen you for a year.
No,
Shut up.
You can't do that anymore. We've been gone like for 2 weeks. We had the show off, and we didn't really talk during that time. We talked at one time about doing a Google Hangout. Zach always talks about doing a Google Hangout and then doesn't ever initiate it.
There's some technical hurdles I haven't figured out yet, and then I just didn't feel like
seeing
working
us
it out.
or talking to us.
Well, and I don't want to intrude on your lives.
It's never. You guys are never a bother on my life.
Well,
I know that doesn't go
the other
both.
two.
Okay, yeah.
I'm kind of glad we didn't.
Really? Right.
It's nice to have a break every now and then.
Really? Because all I could think about the entire time was how much I couldn't wait to get back to hang out with you guys.
I was looking forward to getting back.
Thank you. That would have been a good time, a little quicker on that.
I thought they were going to jump in. I didn't want to jump on top of them.
You know they're not going to jump in. Becca's already going on vacation again, like in 2 days. We all just got back, and then Becca's like, "Oh yeah, by the way, I'm leaving on Thursday or whatever." Wednesday.
It's just the way the timing worked out. It wasn't intentional. I am really glad to be back because there's something about not working for 2 weeks that just feels wrong.
Yeah.
I feel like I just need to have a routine and be doing something. So I'm glad to be back.
And then you miss like some big stories and things that are going on. You're like, oh, I really wanted to talk about that. And then by the time you get back, it's like it's already happened and stuff. Like I like that part of this job too, is like kind of discussing stuff. Now, one thing that you guys got me hooked on was that serial podcast. And I know there's like language in it and stuff like that, and it looks at a murder case and all this other stuff. So download it or whatever at your own discretion. But what I found was like driving. Like I had a bunch of driving to do over the holidays, and man alive, like a podcast is great for that.
It's so great. It's like Netflix for your car.
Yeah.
Our numbers skyrocket during the summer on our podcast because people like binge listen through months of content.
Yeah, and I'd never really done that before.
So great.
Because normally I flip around stations, and I heard some bad Christian radio, too. Oh, that also made me want to get back, because trust me, you might not think we're great, and that's fine. But, oh my goodness gracious, just take the 30-day, here's you know, a lot of Christian radio stations go, take the 30-day Christian radio challenge and listen to us. I want to challenge you for 30 days to listen to somebody else. Yes. You will come back and be like, oh my goodness, you guys are the best thing I've ever heard in my life. It is so bleak out there, man. Crazy bad. And not even just Christian radio. Like I heard a lot of just bad radios.
When I was driving the U-Haul truck to move here, I was flipping through radio and I'm like, man, I hate radio.
Yeah, I know.
It's
done badly a lot of places, and so I'm thankful for this, man. But the podcast, I see why people get upset when we don't have the podcast, because I ran out of serial podcasts. I listened to the whole first season and then listened to the whole second season.
You binged.
Yeah, I did. I binged it. And then all of a sudden, there's no more. I'm like, but I still have another 2 hours to drive. Where are you? Like, I see all the potties that get upset with us. I get it now. I feel your pain. I'm still not doing extra podcasts when I'm on vacation, but I feel your pain. I had a lot of people that were emailing me over the course of break, like, oh my gosh, I missed the podcast and thank you, blah, blah, blah. So, or people that are like, yeah, I downloaded every one of your shows, and I listened to them for like 14 hours as we drove. Like, holy cow, that's a lot.
I can't imagine.
I know.
Betty can hardly bring herself to come into the room for 3 minutes at a time.
She's already looking to get out right now.
Are we done?
Yeah, exactly. Let me see. Oh my goodness! One of the things that happened while we were gone, we kind of talked about this a little bit in Betty's least of these, but we didn't really delve into it, was the Miss Universe thing with Steve Harvey. How apparently he read the wrong name. You have 2 finalists; they're down to 2, so you get one or the other, and he reads the name of the girl who came in second as the winner, and so all of a sudden he has to go back and go, I'm sorry, no, it wasn't really her, it was her. They have to take the crown off of the one lady. They've already crowned her.
It was so awkward.
It was bad.
Isn't that horrible?
It was so bad.
It was really bad. And you felt sorry for the girl that actually did win, Miss Philippines, I think,
yes.
Because there goes everything. Like, she didn't even get to enjoy it. Like, she feels like the bad person for taking away the crown from Miss Columbia.
And Miss Columbia's head already stretched it out, because
it was just so.
It's now the crown's tainted. I don't want that.
So bad.
There were no winners in that situation.
No.
was a victory for all of us. I thought it was really funny.
Oh, I felt so bad.
It's funny to watch, but even I was like, like I cringe at that kind of stuff. Like I kind of watch through one eye. And so, but Colombia is really upset. Like the country of Colombia is like still mad about this. There are people burning Steve Harvey in effigy and things like that. And like Miss Colombia, I would have thought she would have come out and handled it with like more, maybe a little more grace, and just went, yeah, it was a mistake. I'm really bummed, but it's an honor to be the second runner-up. That's how you handle it. She came out and said, I think we should share the crown. No, you never won.
She said that?
Yeah, she said that. She said, well, maybe we should be co-Miss Universes. It's like, no, you didn't win. So there was a clerical error that made you feel great for a second, but the reality is you still didn't win. It wasn't a tie. And so, yeah, okay, it stinks. It hurt. It was embarrassing. You got to deal with that and move on.
They should ask, I wish that would have been one of the questions she was asked during the interview session, because she would have come out with a perfectly like politically correct, polite answer.
Yeah, exactly.
But then the true colors come out.
Or maybe they should have them arm wrestle or something like that to see who should be the actual Miss Universe now.
No.
Or maybe they should have to do each other's talent. Like, that'd be fun. like if the one girl juggled and the other girl sang, you have to switch and do that. And whoever does the best at something they're not good at wins. Like that seems...
So many reasons why you don't host a Miss Universe match.
Well, at that point, man, I would have tried anything. If I was Steve Harvey, I would have... Oh, my goodness gracious.
I thought he handled it really well with a lot of humility. He posted a picture of the ballot and... like the card that had the winning information on it, and I think it's just a matter of horrible design.
I saw some articles on that said that if this had been arranged better, it wouldn't have been much of an issue, because it's hard to like kind of follow and read, and it's really bland and awkward. And
because if someone's speaking off the cuff in front of people, you need to make stuff like completely dumb obvious how it goes, and like the flow of the card didn't make any sense.
Speaking as someone who has had to prepare things for me before.
Big fonts, bold letters.
Exactly, and idiot proof.
Yes.
Yeah, like that to me is the crazy thing. Like they should have handed him a card that just said in giant letters, Miss Philippines. Like
the winner is...
Yeah, that's all you need. Because, man, I've had to present things before and stuff, and you do get blinded, especially when there's television cameras and stuff on. And you've got like this horrible script you've got to go through, and like you forget, you've run through it like for 30 seconds, and it's easy to get lost.
And you have that horrible first runner-up, second runner. Like, that's confusing, not under pressure.
That always confused me as a kid.
It's called third place, second place.
Yeah, but we don't want to do that. We don't want to offend anybody. It's the first runner-up. She's not second place. Is that the first runner-up? Yes. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
So that was a fail all the way around that unfortunately Steve Harvey took the hit on. And good luck making Columbia mad.
At least you got their names right.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Becky. Let me see. Here's a couple things. Google released their findings on the things that people were Googling how to the most recently. And they were saying that there's kind of a correlation possibly to New Year's resolutions between things that people were saying that I want to learn how to do, and, possibly this could have something to do with New Year's resolutions. Do you think, what do you think people were Googling how to recently?
How to lose weight.
Not that obvious, actually, believe it or not. I would have thought that'd be a home run, but it didn't even make the top 10 list.
Another bad list.
Yeah, exactly. Anything Zach doesn't get the number one answer out of the gate on is a dumb list.
How to cook healthy?
There's a bunch of those. How to cook lentils was number 5. I don't even know what a lentil is, honestly.
Google why to cook lentils.
Yes. How to cook cabbage. I think that has less to do with a New Year's resolution and more a New Year's celebration.
Tradition, yeah. Like we always have sauerkraut for
you
New
guys
Year's.
do that?
Oh, yeah. Pork and sauerkraut.
My wife's mother always did that, and like black beans and rice, some pork dish, and cabbage. And I have no idea why that is. I don't know what the tradition is behind that. Some of the other ones that oh wait, how much water do I need to lose weight? Drink.
See, again, I get the right answer, and he's so eager to say
Steve
no.
Harvey.
Yeah.
He Harvey'd this.
How to make kale chips so that you're trying to lose weight with that. How to get rid of stress was the number one thing people are Googling there. Another one was...
Get a friend instead of Google.
Yeah,
get rid
seriously.
of stress.
How to write a resignation letter. That's a good one. So, you know, a lot of people are like, yeah, new year, new me. I'm starting off, I'm quitting my job.
Is there like a right or wrong way to write a resignation letter?
Yes, there is.
For wrong examples, let's dig into Wally's
There
past.
are definitely ways to quit jobs and not quit jobs.
Well, I guess I've never been bitter at an employer, so never
Really?
mind.
Oh
No.
my gosh. I'm trying to be better in my life about, and I'm thinking about like this place, like when I leave here, like I'm trying to think of like how I go out. Like, do I go out and just like do what I've always done and burn every bridge I've ever had because I have to somehow have that parting shot that makes me feel right or smarter than everyone else, you know, or do I just take it with humility and be like, man, that was a lot of fun. I appreciate the opportunity. What do you think I'm going to take, Zach?
Yeah, like you're the kid that will spend weeks building the biggest sandcastle ever, but you're going to be the one to destroy it.
Oh, yes, 100%.
It's not going to be the wind or the waves or other people. You're going to tear it down.
No, I'm looking at that. I'm looking at 2016 is the year of my sandcastle here. And I'm actually wrestling through some of this right now. We were talking about this in the office before the show, and there was something that had happened that I on my vacation, I spent this it probably took me the better part of 45 minutes to write this email to like our founder, you know, because I wanted to address some things and proactively change some things and stuff like that. And I got an email back that was nice, but it wasn't what I was hoping for. And so I was just kind of like, all right, well, no one cares about my opinion here, so like, why do I even bother? You know, and like, so I jumped to that place so quickly versus do I still stay and try to affect change, or do I just go, I can't change these things, I'm going to stay in my lane and just do a great radio show. And like, I can't balance that out yet. I'm still working through, like, if I could just learn to just do the radio show, I think my life would be a lot happier. But when
it's not the radio show that stresses you out with work stuff.
I love
almost
this.
ever.
Yeah, no, I love this. I love building this show every day. I love working with you guys. Like, that's not my issue. My issue is when I try to get out of my lane and I want to help bigger picture things, and because I think I have like good ideas for stuff, and I've been right a lot of times too, and I've been wrong too. But like, I want to, because I so desperately want to see this place be amazing and grow and be huge, and I want to see our platform grow and stuff. But maybe that's not what my calling here to do is. Maybe I can have the biggest effect by just doing the best show I can do. And I don't know how to process that. So that's what I'm wrestling with this year and trying to decide all of this stuff, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So
Becca's like, so where does that leave me?
that's not like, so do we help you build the sandcastle, or do we back away?
Probably right now your best bet is to take a step back, because I'm still in that burn it all down phase.
One with great power comes great responsibility, that old adage, and you know,
from
like,
Spider-Man, by the way. And
Yes.
we always think that is
from Proverbs.
Oh, is it?
Oh my god!
You don't know that's from the Bible?
I mean, yeah.
No, it's not from the Bible.
No, it's from Spider-Man. Thank you. I'm like, because that sounds like something that should be in the Bible, but I think it's from Spider-Man.
Benjamin Franklin said.
Yeah, exactly.
No, but so you do have influence in this, you know, ministry, and so what is your responsibility?
Right.
Like when it's something outside of your lane, do you have the responsibility to speak into it or not? That's a tough call.
Yeah, and I don't always make the right call on that, but then I get really passionate about it, and sometimes I don't always handle the way I want to say what I want to say properly. I think I did like in that email, because I rewrote it like 15 times.
I can tell.
Can you? Yeah, you've worked with me long enough to know that you know the amount of time it took to write
what
that.
makes you great at radio is not a great
filter.
Like, because what makes you great at radio is you have absolute opinions, and you don't even need to have the information. You can come out strong on one side of anything, but that's not always the best way to win nuanced arguments that are political in nature.
Oh, correct. Yeah, 100%. And so yeah, that's one of the things that if I was looking at what I need to work on this year, let's do that. Let's talk about that. Things we all need to work on this year. It can't just be me having a cathartic moment. So like for me, I think that I want to work on handling my emotions better as far as like business stuff, the work stuff, and being more of a problem solver than the person that just points out the problem and being constructive in the way that I pose my solution versus if you don't agree with me, you're an idiot. Because that's how I typically see things. And not always the easiest way to win an argument that way. So more facts. I need more facts. Yeah. That's what I need.
Let it be a more facty year.
Yeah, that's what I need this year. Yeah. How about you, Becca? If you were going to change something or work on something on yourself?
I think this has been an ongoing work in progress, but I want to act like I have potential. Like, I think that's one of my goals for 2016. I think the first step is believing that I have potential and believing that I'm worth something, but then actually like following through. Because I think sometimes my self-doubt then cripples me to not take risks or to be bold in things that I know I should be bold in. So that's something that I've tried to get better at already, and I just need to continue on with this year.
What people will not believe is I've gone to great lengths to build you up. I know people hear the things on the show, and they don't hear the conversations we have in the audience, but I've gone to great lengths to try to build you up. Now, that comes at Betty Rock's expense because I can't leave it all icky on all these good feelings, and then I have to tear her down. So, like, that's just... Yeah, I know. She doesn't care. But that's how this works. But, like, I've told you multiple times, your potential here is phenomenal.
No, you're a very good mentor. You're a very good leader and boss and all of those things. It's my problem, and I've told you that before.
Right.
It's me. Yeah. It's me who doesn't believe it. So it's something to work on.
I think those are the things, too, like socially, I'd like to be better socially, you know, with the station and even with us, you know, because sometimes we commit to, we're going to do a show lunch or a show bowling thing or whatever, and then we just get busy and we all got different schedules and stuff, and I want to make sure that we make that time this year.
Like your birthday adventure that we still have.
Yeah. They got me a thing to go do the escape thing in Nashville, which is this great thing for my birthday that we still haven't been able to work out.
When was
just
your
back
birthday?
In August.
Yeah. So we'll get it by next year. You could just rewrap the gift card and you're fine. Betty, if you were going to improve something, I mean, obviously you're already like smack dab perfect. So, but if you were going to improve something this year, what would it be?
I think I would try and not be so negative and not so caught up in my own head.
Oh, that's good.
But I don't know.
I don't think people see you as negative a lot of times because you have this persona and it's just happy Betty Rock and stuff, but you actually can definitely get to that spot. I've seen you. It's scary.
Yeah, I can get caught up in this negative whirlwind in my head, and then it starts coming out when I interact with others, and I'm not ever good at hiding what I really feel.
No.
But I'm trying to be better. I wish I could be more like my mom. Like my mom is just little Miss happy-go-lucky and nothing gets her down, and I want to be that way. I just don't know how to do it.
Yeah, you're not wired that way. That's the problem. Like that's because my mom's the same way.
But I know, but you can't say, "Oh, it's just my personality. I can't change it."
That's the beauty of it.
You can't be that way.
Yeah, you can. That's what I love about me.
I don't want to be this way, and it's not meant to be that way. Like I've got to try and catch myself when I'm in this negative spiral, and like somehow. I don't know.
No, I honestly I understand that because like for me, I have to choose joy a lot of times. That's a choice for me because it doesn't come naturally to me in a lot of ways. Which is what's really weird is it used to when I was younger, and I've moved so far away from that. And so for me, I'm constantly having to remind myself to find the good because so many times I just see the bad.
Focus on the negative, and then that ruins the positive.
Oh, for sure. And so that's good. But part of the thing is recognizing it and seeing it in yourself, and then being able to change it. Now, here's the good one. Zach's like, "What do you do with perfection?" If you hypothetically had something in your life that you could work on for next year, but I don't know. Being pompous, whatever. If you had something that you could work on or wanted to try and fix, what would it be?
I think I've been thinking about this, and I want to be better at when people like step on my toes or do something that's very that I take offense at. I need to be quicker at calling that out and clarifying if that is what they actually meant and staying positive in that. Because usually I just kind of like take it and I take it in and then it'll either just grow in me for a while and I get upset and more upset.
Right.
And so at that point they're winning if that was their intention, like because it just eats me up and makes me frustrated with other things.
Right.
but then half the time it's not intentional, and they just don't know how to communicate in emails.
Right. An email.
or things like
work
that.
related, huh?
I didn't say that.
Yeah.
but just, when people say things that you're just like, what a jerk.
Yeah.
I need to just call it out sooner and say, hey, this sounded like you said, is that what you mean?
Right.
Just call it out. Be done with it.
I'll tell you, man, I worked in a radio partnership for about 8 years where I just internalized everything. Kind of like Rock, you do that too. You like internalize things.
Yeah, it's because I don't like confrontation.
Right. And so and I didn't like confrontation with this guy because I had to work with him every day. And so I would internalize things until it would blow up. And sometimes it was him being a jerk, and other times it was me being crazy oversensitive and reading into the situation. And he's like, dude, I didn't mean that at all. But then it came at this big explosion, and then it was like always this big deal versus had I said, man, I should address this now, then I probably would have saved a lot of
Keep
heartache.
it from snowballing into multiple things adding up until it's just...
That's what happens. It
aggravating.
gets additive too.
Right.
When you work with people
Right.
constantly, and then you see these other things, and you think it's all a conspiracy, right?
Right.
Anyone? Yeah.
That's you.
No, I definitely get like that. Oh my goodness gracious, I get really conspiracy minded. I have to watch that against myself there.
That's what they've said about you.
Who said that about me? You tell me now. All right, so that is going to do it for the precast. Now on with the podcast. This is the Wally Show, and this is the first time that we've all been back together, and almost the first time that any of us has talked since before Christmas when we went out on break. Now, Becca and I, we go to church together, so we kind of get to catch up on Sundays, but Zach and Betty and I don't think we talked at all since we left.
You did send a text message on Christmas.
I did, and not a group text. Did you notice that?
No, I didn't.
You copy and pasted to us individually?
No,
Just replace the names.
No, I sent a specific text to each of you on Christmas.
When I got it, I was like, well.
Yeah, no.
Send it to Zach and Becca, too.
That was like my present to you.
You texting me was a present?
It's a gift. No, it's good to see you guys again. And I'm curious if anyone is wearing anything new that they got for Christmas. Becca, no. Or
No.
not.
How do you know my outfits?
I meant Betty.
Actually, I think these pants are really dirty. I haven't washed them.
Nice. There you go. Thanks for coming back in
They're kind
strong.
of pajama pants.
Nice. Thanks for really dressing up today, coming to work.
I try and do what I can.
Yeah, as little as possible. Because usually, when you come back from Christmas, everybody gets something new, and so everybody's like, and they want to wear their outfits.
Are you just trying to get us to ask you what you're wearing?
No, I just not at all. This whole thing.
That's what he wore to church yesterday,
It is
actually.
exact same thing.
Ew.
Yeah, exact same thing.
I'm wearing what I wore to church too.
Are you really?
Yeah, it's just easier that
what
way.
you wear every
don't see
day.
the same people. Well,
Yeah. Except me, I always see Becca. So Becca, I knew this was a risk today, but I just didn't care.
Judgment in Becca's eyes.
I got 0 sleep last night. I was not feeling good. And I've contracted something. I have no idea what it is. And it's starting to wig me out because we have to leave for Africa in 2 weeks. And I don't really feel like being sick in Africa. It's just when you're traveling and you have 14-hour plane rides, not being well doesn't feel good.
So get a shot.
I do. Trust me, I'm not scared of needles. If I could walk into the doctor tomorrow and go, hey, I have this, and this symptoms, give me a shot that will cover that, I would do that in a heartbeat versus taking pills for the next 14 days or whatever.
What if you have pre-Ebola?
I might. I mean, I thought I had meningitis earlier. So, who knows? We'll get to that later on the show. I'm glad you bring that up because I want to talk about WebMD and how horrible that website is.
If you want, we can give you your pills. We could just throw them in the back of your throat and close your mouth and stroke your throat until they go down.
That'd be great.
Would that help?
Yeah, we could do that.
Just like I do with
When
the
you
dog?
say we, you're saying you, right?
Oh,
'Cause
no,
I'm not doing
I was
that.
volunteering you.
Oh, no,
yeah.
I'm totally not doing that.
Well, I'm glad you guys are concerned about my health, so that's good. So we'll get to that later on in the show. Also, too, we are going to hashtag your weekend as well next hour. So it's good to be back, and thank you very much for you guys all showing up today.
Well, Betty's half here.
Yeah. We are gonna read some email. Even though I don't read well, I think I might be dyslexic. So please don't make fun of the way I read. Wally at allwally.com is how you can email me with whatever is on your mind, like Jeanette did. She says, hey, Wally, my name is Jeanette. I'm 16 years old. I'm a potty. I've been listening to your show since I was 11. The reason I'm writing you is to somehow get to Betty. They always come to me to get to you, Betty Rock. So she says, I love her hair so much.
Whoa, thank you.
I know. She says, I wanted to ask her if she would be interested in doing some hair tutorials and posting them online.
Oh.
That sounds interesting. You could be the next fashionista.
I don't know. People might get grossed out.
I don't know. You have a disgusting method, like, because you don't wash your hair every day.
Yeah, you wash it once a week.
Yeah, and that's not what most girls would say.
Some people can't do that. I know Becca she's tried.
I'm on day 2 right now of not washing it. So I washed it yesterday.
Yeah.
And I just want to scratch my head continuously.
Yeah.
I know, you got to get past that stage. There is an itchy stage, and you got to get past it.
The bugs calm down. They eventually sleep.
It's not that.
Yeah, but most women would not do that. But like having dirt in your hair, like your hair being a little greasy, it does help. And Betty Rock can get her hair high, girl.
Mm-hmm. I like it.
She can tease that stuff and get it up there. So she would like some hair tutorials because she says I'm useless when it comes to hair, and Betty does an amazing job, and I would love some tips from the beautiful and talented Betty Rock.
Well, how sweet. I'll consider it.
Okay.
We'll see.
I would like to see that. I could do one too if anyone cared.
Zach could too if anyone cared.
Yeah, Zach could if his hair cared. All right, so here we go. Oh, this one was about something that happened during our very special Christmas special with Mercy Me. We were playing a 5-word game where you can only use 5 words. And apparently I miscounted and I used 4 words, and then Bart called me on it. I'm like, no, dude, it's like 1, and I was wrong. And Tim goes, hey, man, it was fun listening to that, but you had one of those Biden moments. And I was remembering what he was talking about. It was this clip from Biden years ago.
The number one job facing the middle class, and it happens to be, as Barack says, a 3-letter word, jobs, Jobs.
Jobs. Yeah, when you say it with such emphatic, like an emphatic nature, like you're just right and then you're so wrong, it's really humiliating. That's exactly what happened to me. And finally, this is why I come and do this job, honestly, like, because I could go do radio like kind of anywhere, and there's just a difference here in doing Christian radio that I found after spending years of doing, mainstream radio and stuff. So while we were doing a pledge drive, one of our prizes was a trip to fly anywhere in the U.S. And so this one lady had emailed me and said, hey, if I win, can I give these tickets to a friend of mine who's battling cancer and her dream is to see the Rockies? So I email her back, yeah, for sure. And so you think you know where this story is going. She wins the tickets, gives them to her friend. Actually, not how the story went at all. This lady did not win the tickets. Her friend was not given the tickets by her friend. But here's what happened. This is what's so amazing about this. Some other lady heard us talking about this, and she goes, oh, I have a condo in Colorado, and I've got some extra mileage, points, airline points. I will give those to this lady if she would like them. So I then put them in contact and said, okay, well, here's an email for her. If you're willing to reach out to her, you can do that. And all of a sudden I get an email back yesterday that was from the first lady, just amazed that this woman's generosity. Not only did she fly out the lady who was battling cancer, she flew out her husband and her 2 twins that are 20 years old. Flew out the whole family and put them up in her condo in Colorado. Like, where does that happen? Where does that happen? Somebody hears a need and is kind of just, God moves on their heart and is like, I should do something. And then we kind of just put it together, and then this person just loves on them and gives them, like this, as she put it, a Christmas miracle. So how cool is that? That's the stuff that you very rarely hear about. We don't talk about all that stuff a lot, but that's what makes this different and what makes this worth coming in for every day is the choices people make to be involved. And so when you hear us telling people's life stories and this, that, and the other, there's change that happens here, and there are people that get involved either spiritually praying for someone when they hear their story, or in this case physically getting involved and doing something amazing for this woman. So there you go. That is your email for today. You can hit me up at any time, Wally@allwally.com.
Facts and opinion. Which do you think there'll be more of?
The last thing I want to be remembered as is an annoying blabbermouth.
It's the Wally Show News.
And Becca is going to get you caught up with what's going on right now. What's happening?
Hopefully this will start to provide some closure for a lot of women. After a number of allegations, Bill Cosby was charged with assault last week.
Oh, wow.
And this case is actually from an alleged victim who was the first to publicly accuse Cosby over 10 years ago. But with the other allegations that have come out since then, prosecutors looked at evidence again and provided the first charge against him.
That's one of those things that I'm sure that has to bring some sort, not even closure, but just sense of justice to a lot of these women. Then it's like, okay, you're not untouchable no matter who you are or how you look in the public eye. And so it'll be interesting to see, because at first everyone's like, no, it gets the cause, no, but then man, where there's smoke there's fire. There's so many people alleging the same thing that at some point you have to go, all right, there's got to be truth here. And then when you hear like statements from his wife now, there's a lot of anger there, and so there's things that she knows. It's just a messy situation, but in the end, hopefully there will be some sort of closure, some good that can come out of it.
And I do wonder if this will be the domino effect too for other charges as well.
Yeah, maybe so.
Boy Scouts are always trained to be prepared, and that came in handy recently for one troop. They were on a hike when their leader was grabbed by a black bear and pulled into a cave.
What?
Yeah. Thankfully, though, the Boy Scouts remained calm and actually put their training into action.
Wait. What kind of training do you have as a Boy Scout? What badge do you get for fighting a bear?
You hit sticks.
Okay, Betty Rock has been a Boy Scout. You get sticks?
I think you're supposed to take sticks and you're supposed to hit them.
No.
And that's supposed to scare them.
Was that an episode of Bonanza?
Perhaps.
Yeah, yes. I'm not sure. I think they say you let's see how much we know. You're supposed to get big and stand your ground for a little bit, and if that doesn't work, run. I think you back up.
You're supposed to get your friend to stand up big while you run.
Yeah.
In Wally's case.
Yeah. All you have to do is outrun your friend. You don't have to outrun the bear. Just outrun your friend.
Well, they did not run away. They called 911, of course, but they also started a signal fire so rescuers could find them in the woods, and then they threw food near the cave to try to lure the bear out so the bear would leave the troop leader alone. Okay. Thankfully, the troop leader survived and he's doing okay.
Really?
Yeah.
So that's got to be crazy that he got drug into a bear den. Like they should get every badge for that.
Yes.
Is there any chance this was like a joke that leader was going to play on his kids? He had his buddy dress up as a bear. And
but then his buddy got stopped at a red light or something, and the real bear grabbed him, and he's like, "Come on, Rick, it's not funny anymore." Ow! Yeah, that hurts, Rick.
And finally, most sets of twins are able to tell you who's older and by how many minutes they're older. Well, one set of twins born last week will definitely know who's older because they were born in different years.
Oh.
Jaylyn was born at 11:59 on December 31st, 2015, and her brother Lewis was born a couple minutes later in 2016.
That's funny. They're still going to wear matching outfits and share the same birthday the rest of their lives.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, but that is kind of weird. Like, this is the timing on that. The older brother, was it?
The older sister.
Oh, sister is born on a different year.
And a different day, different year, different everything. Different birthday party.
Yeah, I wonder if that affects their taxes at all either. Like,
it does, because they can claim the one child for all of 2015, but the second child they can't claim until 2016.
How did I know you would know something about that? That's why I love you, man. There you go. Well, that's it. That is your news for this hour. Nicely done. Thank you, Ms. Becca. This is the Wally Show, and one of the things we like to do on Mondays is hashtag your weekend, where you give us the hashtag and we try to guess what happened. So be creative, but don't be like crazy obvious with it. It's more fun that way. We like to guess it. Like mine would be Wallen-dopology. Walinda apology. Any ideas there? Anyone? Becca.
You always make fun of Nick Walinda, saying that his feats aren't impressive, and I think that you met him and he knew who you were, and you were forced to apologize.
That would have been a great moment. I would love to meet Nick Walinda on a tightrope somewhere.
I don't know who Walinda is.
What?
So I
He
was
walks
thinking,
tightropes.
I was thinking it was a celebrity name where they
Yeah.
mesh the people together, and you thought you were a celebrity,
Right.
So, and then somebody named Linda. I have no idea. And then you had to apologize to Linda.
That's my celebrity couple name, yes.
Yes.
I think you gave an apology while wearing a tether.
Oh, yes. No, close, very close. It is Nick Walinda based. I have been critical of Nick Walinda walking tightropes using a tether because I think it really soils the feet of tightrope walking. And so I went to one of those trampoline places, and they had a high wire that you got to walk over a foam pit. And I am sorry, apparently walking a tightrope is a lot harder than it looks.
Oh, is it now?
Yes,
This just in.
I know I spoke for everyone when I would say this is stupid and like how easy is this, but no, I'm here to say that it's actually much more difficult, and I had to use a tether.
How many steps did you take?
Oh, I made it the whole way, but I had to use this rope thing to
Which
hang
is
on
not
to.
a tether.
Yeah, that's
cheating.
just walking.
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
You shimmied.
Yeah, it was way, way, way harder than I thought it would be. Like I was really surprised.
Did you have special shoes?
No.
Oh, see.
That's it. You're right.
yeah.
Thank you.
Really?
If I had the shoes, I could have nailed that.
Obviously.
Yeah. There is a point. It's crazy when you start walking on a tightrope where it starts to move to the right a little bit and then to the left a little bit, and it starts swinging like underneath your feet, and you're trying to like keep your feet balanced, and like so from the top half of you're trying to remain completely still while your legs are flailing about beneath you violently. It's the weirdest feeling.
Weird. I've never seen Nick Walinda flail on the tightrope. Have you guys?
No.
Huh.
Maybe he didn't have a foam pit beneath him because that's terrifying. So, yes. I also did a trapeze. I swung on a trapeze and did a backflip, to which my moron brother-in-law, like, he's purposely makes a point to have his camera out for this. So I'm thinking, great, he's going to get video of this. He took still pictures with an iPhone. They blur everything. I do this amazing backflip.
Right, I'm sure it was.
That's why I wanted video proof
Yeah.
of it. I don't even have it now. Yeah, see? He doesn't-
AKA, he fell off the
I
thing.
know.
No, I
You did
didn't.
a flip on the way
I
down.
purposely did a backflip. That's why I needed the video record. I knew this. He doesn't know the friends I have.
Why didn't you just do it again?
I was tired. Getting out of those foam pits, it's
It is
yeah.
exhausting.
It's hard, is it not, Betty Rock?
And the grossest is when you come up against a foam cube and it's wet.
Yes.
And you're like, someone else's sweat was
Yeah.
on this.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
you breathe in and you get all that foam
It was
dust
so
inside of you.
nasty.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
so nasty.
Oh, it's disgusting, but awesome. All right, so we'll take your hashtag your weekend. Give us yours. What are we at? 877-91-WALLY. That's like our phone number. It's, I'd forgotten what it was. I've been off for so long. So if you want to share your hashtag your weekend, we'll try to guess what happened. Plus, we got a few more that we'll do on the show as well here in the next 15. This is the Wally Show, and it's hashtag your weekend, where you give us the hashtag and be creative, try to stump us, and we will try to guess what happened. So who's this?
This is Josh.
All right, Josh, give it to me.
Hashtag money hungry.
Hashtag money hungry. Somebody got a new girlfriend and realized that she is hashtag money hungry and trying to figure out what he's going to do next. What's his next move? Am I right?
No, I wish.
Yeah, he's like, I'd love to have a girlfriend. I don't care if she's money hungry or not. Okay, Becca.
I'm going to say that you accidentally swallowed a quarter.
Nice.
No.
Oh.
Dadgummit, that would have been awesome.
I'm going to say you were downtown and feeding the meters for parking, and you had to feed it every 5 minutes, and it just was never ending.
No, not it either.
Wow, I thought those were all excellent guesses, quite honestly. All right, Josh, so what is your hashtag?
We were up till about 6 in the morning playing Monopoly, and I finally won.
Oh, dude, I get it. I've been embroiled in Monopoly battles with my nephews before, and it takes 6 hours to play. And that's why I love Monopoly deals
Yeah,
so much.
never play regular Monopoly. It's a horrible game. No one ends happy with Monopoly.
Oh, I still have all my friends and a lot of money.
Oh, what, are you guys playing for real? What are you, Daddy Warbucks over there?
No, it's all fake, but it's Monopoly money, right?
He's still flashing it today.
Yeah, exactly. He goes into the office and makes it rain. It's like, check it out. I had a good weekend. Dude, that's Monopoly money. This is the Wally Show, and we're doing hashtag your weekend. I would be remiss if I did not get a hashtag or two from the members of the show regarding their weekends. Let's start with you, Zach. This is where you give a hashtag. We try to guess what happened.
Hashtag hanging with my dad.
Oh, which is still in effect, actually.
Yes.
So I am going to say that you and your dad hung from monkey bars to see who could hang the longest.
So close.
Oh, really? Nuts.
Oh.
Yeah. And
I wish I could give that to you.
you wouldn't, though. So no? Really?
No.
Oh, I could see you guys doing that. You guys are wacky.
Hashtag hanging with my dad. I'm going to say you played hangman with your dad.
Another good guess.
Betty Rock?
Just hanging out.
That would be a good
That
one.
would be the complete opposite of what we tell everybody with this game. Like, don't make it so obvious.
But that's
Test
how
us a
Zach
little.
works.
Betty got it.
Yeah.
No, we've finally hung a sliding door.
Oh, I'm so jealous.
Oh, you shouldn't be. It's a project. I look back when I ordered the hardware for this project. I ordered it December of 2014.
Oh, my goodness.
So finally got the project almost completed.
I offered to help him with this multiple times, like, because I'm actually kind of good at this stuff.
Yeah.
And like, he was staining the door, had nightmares staining it, and for me, like, that stuff, I do it all the time. And he followed all the instructions, and it totally hosed him.
Every step of this process was horrible. Even to the point, like, we finally get it all done, and we get it hung, and we slide the door over so it's over the thing, and then let go, and it slides all the way back.
It's not level.
It's
not level. Yeah, you got to throw a level on that junk, man. You got to throw a level on that.
We got it fixed, though. A little gaff tape fixed it.
Oh, weak sauce. I'm going to always notice that.
I know.
And I always will comment on it. I told you I would help you with that.
I know.
I know I'm not
I
your
felt
dad.
bad.
Yeah.
And no, it was a good project.
No, it's actually better that, like, it's better that your dad did it, because if I had done it and it was wrong, like, I would have never heard the end of it. You're not going to make fun of your dad.
No.
Yeah.
I thought my dad did a great job.
Yeah,
He's standing right there.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is. I love your dad. I was surprised to see him. Like, all of a sudden, Zach walks in. Hadn't seen Zach in weeks because we were all off, and we see his dad, and Becca and I were both like, hey! How are you? Hey, Zach. All right, I know Becca has one as well I want to get to, and we're still taking yours, your hashtags, and trying to guess what happened with your weeks as well. Hey, it's the Wally Show. Who's this?
This is Doug.
Doug, and we're doing hashtag your weekend, where you give us the hashtag, and we try to guess what happened.
Jennifer Lopez.
Hashtag Jennifer Lopez.
Yes, sir.
I am going to say that you met Jennifer Lopez, realized that she is no longer with Mark Anthony, and you just went all in and asked her out.
No, that's not it.
I'm going to say someone accused you of being all high and mighty, and you reminded them that you are still Jenny from the block.
Nice.
No, that's good, though.
Used to have a little, now I have a lot. I'm still just Jenny from the block.
That's right.
I think you've spent the last few weeks planning your Shades of Blue party for her new show coming out this week.
Oh, that's right. She plays a cop in this one.
No, but that's going to be a good show, hopefully.
Oh, no, it won't. That is not going to be a good show. You can tell this guy's like a J-Lo fan. So, all right, we've missed it. What is yours?
I won a trip to Miami for the Orange Bowl, and while at the Miami International Airport, Jennifer Lopez came by and waved at us.
Oh, did she? Why would she wave at you out of all the people in Miami?
I don't know if she was waving at everybody, but she
There it is.
Yeah, dude, there was a guy behind you she knew. He's like, she just waved at me.
She was waving the officers. That guy over there.
Yes, that's the guy that's followed me to Miami.
They say it's smart not to talk about religion or politics.
He's the logic vacuum.
Well, we've never been that smart. It's the Wally Show News.
And Becca's going to get you caught up right now with what is going on. What you got?
It's a new year, and Obama is planning to kick it off with a new executive action. He's been discussing gun control options with the Attorney General and is expected to announce his action this week that would expand the background check process for gun purchases.
You know, I don't freak out about background checks. I think that's a good idea. Like, I do believe in the right to carry guns. I don't I'll debate the need for assault rifles all day as a means of protecting your house. But the doing better criminal background checks and checks on unstable people, I think that's not a horrible idea.
Yeah, and we're not for sure what exactly this executive action will look like, but Donald Trump has already vowed to unsign the action.
There it is. I love that. Don't care what it is, I'm going to unsign it. He's the best. Oh, he's still leading this junk, man. Like, it's absolute insanity. I don't know how this is going to shake out.
This is what's worrisome about, like, whichever side of the political spectrum you fall on. Do you want one person to be able to, in essence, write legislation? That's what this is. Like, using an executive order to write law. Like, is that something we really want for our country?
That's the kind of thing you do in your last, term when you're not getting reelected again. Like, I'm going to do this. Yeah, because I don't know to worry about people
May
getting
not
upset.
be constitutional. I don't know.
Who cares? I'll pardon some people while I'm at it. I'd love to be I'd love to be the last 6-month president. Like, if I could be president and it could be just a 6-month term, I would love that because that'd be so freeing. You could do whatever you wanted. Be the best.
A few days before Christmas, residents in a low-income apartment complex woke up to a note on their door that said they didn't have to pay their January rent because it was already covered.
Oh, wow.
Now, they assumed it was a joke, and so they asked the manager of the building, but the manager said no. An anonymous donor stopped by, and they paid the rent for all 38 units of this complex.
That's cool.
Which totaled around $25,000.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah, so they were really, broken up about it, the fact that they were going into a new month and didn't have to pay that bill.
What a great start to the new year for someone, you know?
For sure. Someone who needs a fresh start, and that's a great way to do so.
That's one of those things that sometimes you just need that one thing. You know, you're hanging on. You're like, I just need one thing to go right. Like, you never know what that did for somebody or all of them, you know? And it's like, Lord, I just need one thing. Just something. I'm grasping at straws here. And then that. And like, this person has no idea the answer to prayer that they were for a lot of people. That's cool.
And finally, for all the times you've been on a flight and thought that the airline door closing meant that there was no turning back, it's apparently not the case.
That's the rule. I've heard it. That's the rule.
Not the case.
Sorry, sir. The airline door has been closed. There's
FAA thing.
Nothing we can do. It's a global, universal thing. Sorry. Love to help you with this. Can't.
Well, the door reopened this last week.
Sorry, but my foot is caught in the door. Sorry, it's closed now.
National security.
Someone's bitter.
Can't open it. Can't do anything. Sorry, go ahead.
But this door opening was for a really, really good reason. A family was flying from Arizona to Memphis for their father's funeral, but the first leg of their flight to Minneapolis was delayed, which didn't leave them enough time to make their connection. So they got to the gate right as the plane was taxiing to the runway, and the gate attendants told them, I'm sorry, there's nothing we can do.
There it is.
And this is the last flight to Memphis today. So this family was missing their father's funeral because it was the next morning. So they got frantic and started waving the pilot and the grounds crew down from the window, jumping, yelling, screaming. The pilot happened to see them and turned back.
No, he did not.
Yes, he did. Turn back around, open up the door,
He's
let
been
them
fired,
on the plane.
right?
No.
Because he broke every law that is vital to our society.
No.
Yeah, of course he didn't, because he did the right thing. He did the human thing and let him on the plane.
Exactly. And Delta even praised his actions.
Good. That's awesome. Good for Delta for not being upset, or because now there'll be a bunch of people like, oh, see, now you can bring the plane back. I know you can. I was just late. I was down in the bar. You brought it back for the people that wanted to get to a funeral. Yes, sir, we did.
I think it'd be fun to interview the people on the plane that their flight was delayed a little bit, probably because they had to go back up and hook it up and everything, and ask them, not knowing the situation, what they think about that, and they'd be irate.
Yeah.
But then tell them the reason.
Yeah.
That would feel so bad.
Yeah, that would be fun to play with people's emotions like that. What is wrong with you?
Seriously.
No, it goes to prove the point that you don't know the rest of the story, and so maybe we should chill when we get so angry about people causing delays.
That's a great life lesson about looking a little further into the story before just going off the handle. Don't laugh at me. It's a great life lesson for other people. You didn't let me finish. All right, that is your news for this hour. Thank you, Miss Becca.
Anything you can do, I can do better. I can do anything better than you.
This is the Wally Show, and it's time for Boys versus Girls, the game where Zach and I take on the ladies, and if you're listening, you'll get a question as well. And if your gender wins, you can win a prize. But we have to take care of housekeeping and get you caught up. The guys were up, I think it was 1 million to nothing.
Seven.
Okay.
7 million to
7
nothing.
million to nothing. That's more than even
Worse
I thought.
than I thought, yeah.
So we had just stomped them. So to be good, Zach and I have discussed this, and we've decided to zero out the scale now. We're starting from scratch. We're going to chalk up 2015 as a win for the guys.
As a win. So the overall score, 1-0.
No,
Still 1-0.
No, that's not how that works.
But we are going to start over and give the ladies a fighting chance here, okay? So, like we're all square. 0-0, right? Does that make you happy, Betty?
I'm okay with this.
Yeah. Betty Rock has never been afraid to step over the bar. She's like, lower it all you want. I don't care.
I'm totally
I'll
fine.
tap dance right over that thing. And so we are going to start fresh right now. Question number 1. In minutes and seconds, what is the record for running up 86 flights of stairs in the Empire State Building? In minutes and seconds. For me, you could count that on a sundial. Like, it would kill me.
You couldn't even make it up.
No. All right, so in minutes and seconds, 86 flights of stairs. Zach's doing math in his head. He's picturing himself running up a flight of stairs and how long it took him. Oh, man. Okay, so everybody get your guesses down. Okay. Betty, let's start with you.
15 minutes, 3 seconds.
Okay. Becca.
1 minute, 12 seconds?
What?
Wow.
86 flights of steps.
Yeah.
She's going for the low.
Wow,
It could have been
I
a
guess.
marathon runner.
Okay.
Yes, okay. Or Superman. Zach, what did you
Jeez,
say?
I thought I was shooting. Okay, 32 minutes, 32 seconds.
All right, I said 24 minutes, 3 seconds. All right, so we have a decent spread except for Becca, who is playing for the under for sure. Because if we miss it, if we go over, Becca could win that thing. So the actual answer is, oh, wow. 1 minute.
No, it is not.
Becca got so excited for a
I don't
second.
think you could fall 86 floors that fast.
No. Here, what was your guess, Betty?
15 minutes.
Here's the problem, though. The actual answer is 9 minutes, 33 seconds.
No.
Her ridiculous 1 minute guess won.
Yay, Becca!
Oh, that is ugly.
That's insane.
Yeah, that is
I
absolutely
would like,
ridiculous.
for the record, 2016 is starting off with the girls getting the first point.
But
Yes,
still
we
losing.
did.
All right, so we got 2 more questions to go. Again, make sure you're listening because you can win a prize if your gender wins. Even with that kind of ridiculous guessing, I don't even want to know where this year's going to go if that's how we're setting the pace here.
Anything you can do, I can do better. I can do anything better than you.
This is the Wally Show, and it's boys versus girls, where Zach and I, out of the kindness of our hearts after the trouncing that happened in 2015, decided we would start from 0 here and give the girls a chance. An opportunity which they have pounced upon, and they are out 1-0 in this first one of the year here. So congratulations, ladies, with a ridiculous guess.
Yes, I would like to remind you that you made fun of my guess, and it's the one that won that round.
It's ridiculous. All right, so now here we go. Question number 2. In the TV show Seinfeld, how many times did Kramer walk into Jerry's apartment? Seinfeld was such a cult following, and Kramer always made a big entrance. He'd open the door, I'm like, you know. So it was him coming in. So how many times did Kramer walk into Jerry's apartment in the Seinfeld show? And it ran for a long time too. So based on what you know about that, make your guesses now. Okay. I started to write something with a 7, and I was gonna go really high, and I'm gonna have to bring this down a notch. Okay. Let's start with you, Betty.
137.
Oh,
Nice
we're
guess.
really close. I said 178.
Oh, that's not too. You have a little spread there, Zach.
I said 250.
I said 150. All right, so originally I was going to write 750. So you heard me say a 7. I was writing 750. So let's see how that would have shook out. The actual answer is, who is the highest guess?
Me.
Zach! Yes, Zach. 389!
Nice.
389. Ding, ding, ding. All right, we got ourselves a game. Nicely done, Zach.
knew
Way to
that.
pull that back.
No, you didn't.
Yeah.
As you guessed 100 lower than what it was.
Just to be safe.
Yeah. Look at you. She guessed how many people walked up the amount of time to go up the 86 flights of stairs in the Empire State Building at 1 minute. So don't ever, you can't make fun of his guess.
Other people are faster and in better shape than you.
Yes. No one is in that kind of shape. All right, here we go. On average, how many days per year does it rain in Las Vegas? This is the final question for boys versus girls. On average, how many days a year does it rain in Vegas? Very deserty climate. But it'll flood sometimes there. Like, it gets crazy. When it rains hard. And for weeks on end.
Just don't listen to him.
Trying to get in Betty's head. All right, so everybody get your guesses down. How many days a year does it rain?
Meteorologically speaking, right?
Yes,
This
yes.
isn't like money coming out of the...
Yes, no, yes. Yeah, if you count how many times people make it rain, big difference. All right, so everybody got your guesses down. This is for the win here. FTW.
Let's go with you first, Wally.
Oh, yes.
All right, I said 21. I'm not ashamed of that guess.
Okay.
What'd you say, Betty?
I said 10.
Okay. Becca?
14.
We're all kind of in the...
Wow, I was like, I'm going low on this one, but I had 12.
We are all in the zone. All right, so the actual answer is 27 days, which means, I don't know, who just won that? Wally with a guess of 21 days. Boys win the first boys versus girls of the year. So we just picked up where we left off. Oh, this is going to be a great year.
2016 isn't going to be that much different.
Oh, no, it's not at all. It'll just be, wow, just us talking to guys on the show, at least for this break. All right, 877-91-WALLY. Only the guys can call right now. Your question is, it's based on something that happens in the show. Who looks the most upset, Becca or Betty? That is your question.
They've been speechless since
I know,
losing. They just
both...
completely shut down. They're like, we're done with this game.
Yeah, this is awesome.
At least you got our names right this time.
I know. that is pretty good.
Something that's changed this year.
Yes. All right. No, your question is actually going to be: we talked about running up a stairs to do it the fastest, and Becca's guess being like 1 minute. It's like 86 flights of stairs. A ridiculous guess, but she won that question ironically because we all shot over. So. What building was that in? That's your question. 877-91-WALLY is the number if you want to play right now. Again, only guys can call. Sorry, ladies. But we'll play again next week. And maybe, ladies, we'll get to watch guys call again.
Don't snicker.
Sorry,
Stop it.
877-91-WALLY is the number. I love this game.
Anything you can do, I can do better. I can do anything better than you.
This is the Wally Show, and it's boys versus girls. The culmination of this game where we zeroed the scale because the guys won handily last year. And we said we're going to start over. So here we go, ladies. Now's your chance. And unfortunately for the ladies, guys won yet again to kick off the new year. John, how are you, sir?
I'm good.
Well, John, it's a great day to be a guy because the guys pulled out the victory. You can take your pick of questions you want to answer because since guys won, only guys like John can call. You can answer what building did we talk about? Becca's guess and people running up 86 flights of stairs was 1 minute. Or who looked sadder at the loss, Becca or Betty? You can answer either one of those questions.
I'll go with the building, Empire State Building.
Okay, yes, and the answer is Becca. Becca looked the saddest out of all of them.
I wouldn't call it sad. I would call it mad.
Mad, okay.
Yes.
Are you mad at yourself?
No, I'm
You
mad
should be.
that. Stop it. I'm mad that someone's
Mad at
taunting
Betty?
me all the time. No, I'm not mad at Betty.
Because Betty kind of let you down
No,
because you won one of the questions.
Stop it.
There is something comforting about familiarity, though, right? Like, so it's nice that it's something you're,
No.
you know.
No. No.
Like when
that
you're
doesn't
used
mean
to
I like
being in
it.
this place,
No.
you're like, oh, it's my old friend losing.
Kind of comfortable.
Yeah. Hey, old friend, how you doing? Come on, let's go hug.
I'm going to go back to disgruntled face. You do your thing.
Well, congratulations, John. You are the big winner today.
All right.
We're going to send you a CD, and you can play that along with the knowledge of knowing that the guys are going to reign in 2016.
That's right. Guys rule.
That's right. Guys rule, girls drool. Thank you, sir.
This is Monday School. It's Wally's take on what he learned at church, or at least the parts he understood.
So this week, Pastor Pete was talking about the new year and how it's kind of a reset for most of us, and we look at it as a chance for a new beginning. So beyond New Year's resolutions that many times don't even make it a month, how can we have significant change in our lives? And one way to approach the new year is with more faith, less fear. Like if we want change, we need to give God the things that we fear most and truly, truly trust Him and trust that He has it and that we don't need to worry about it anymore. As we do that, our faith will increase and our fear should decrease as we trust in and we see the power of God in our lives. So what is the prayer that scares you most was the next question that followed. And I'm like, oh, that's interesting. I like that. And it's like, is it to ask God to help you love the husband who was unfaithful to you? Is it to ask God to help you forgive the parent that broke every sort of trust with you as a child? Is it, praying that God will actually take you where He wants you to go rather than where you have planned? So getting to that point in our lives where we can pray those types of prayers, that's, I think, how you're going to see a radical change in your life. So if you're like me and you're a creature of habit and a creature of comfort and you want this year to be different because you're tired of living the life the same way you have and having the same outcomes, this maybe is the jump start for you. So that's the challenge, especially if you're stuck in your faith. Try praying the prayers that you fear most and see what this year looks like for you. See if it doesn't look completely different from last year. And maybe, just maybe, you'll be able to point back to the year 2016 as the year that, your faith and your life changed for good.
These are the least important stories out of Hollywood, but nonetheless entertaining. It's the least of these.
And Betty Rock is going to get you caught up right now. What's happening?
Well, Celine Dion was performing in Vegas over the New Year's and did a rendition of Adele's big hit.
You just did something I saw on TV. They were teasing somebody, New Year's, because so many people say New Year's instead of in the new year. And I'm sorry.
What? I'm confused.
I shouldn't have decided to retract you like that. There was something that I saw. I was watching TV, and this character made a big deal out of somebody saying New Year's versus saying the New Year, and I apologize. There's a little thing happening in my head right there that for some reason I verbalized.
Okay. Happy New Year's.
Yeah, exactly. See, it's New Year. Happy New Year. Sorry. Go ahead.
So for the New Year's...
Yeah, no, year!
She did Adele's big hit, Hello.
Okay, now here's Adele doing it. Zach, I see why your iPod is filled with Adele songs.
Now you know.
I get it now. That's pretty amazing. Let's hear Celine's version. I mean, there's no doubt Celine Dion is a great singer. I'll give you that all day. I know people kind of make fun of her and stuff, but I think she's a fantastic singer. But it's just not the same.
She's over-singing it a little.
Yeah. And how could you not over-sing an Adele song? You'd have to try to match that.
For example.
Yeah. Oh, from the other side. My voice is hurting right now. I'm sorry. I've been
kind of undersung that.
Yeah.
Is that possible?
Yeah, apparently.
A couple weeks ago, Steve Harvey made a huge mistake while hosting the Miss Universe pageant, where
that was so
he
bad.
announced the wrong winner.
Oh, what a horror! As someone who's had to MC things and give away things, that is your worst nightmare.
Yeah.
All you have to do is read a card and you do it wrong. It's the worst.
Well, if you missed it, I got a little clip.
Oh, thank you. I never heard it.
Okay, folks, I have to apologize. The first runner-up is Colombia. I will take responsibility.
No, you don't. That's Colombia. You blame somebody. You don't take responsibility for that, Steve Harvey. What is wrong with you?
It's probably a good thing that he did take responsibility, but apparently Colombia is still pretty mad about it because during the New Year's celebration, they burned a dummy that looked just like Steve.
Yeah, they burned Steve Harvey in effigy. Is what they did.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, you
Isn't
do
that
not.
terrible?
Yeah, don't cross Colombia and then take responsibility. You blame the guy that handed you that card. Somebody else. That's not safe. That's not in your own best interest, Steve Harvey.
In the room, who all went to go see Star Wars?
I did.
So we got two people. Well, it pulled in another $88.3 million over the weekend.
I was so afraid it was going to be a flop.
So bringing its North American total to $740.3 million in just 3 weeks.
It has to get to $1.5 billion to not be considered a flop. That's what the financial analysts in the movie industry have
Really?
said. Yeah, that's they would consider it failure.
There must be a lot of failures out there.
Well, for this movie, because of how they've paid for it and stuff.
Oh.
So, like, they'll make that. Thank goodness. I was really concerned.
Well, globally, I think they're past that.
They have to be.
They're already over $1 billion globally.
Are they really?
Yeah.
Wow. So that's pretty impressive. It was okay. I mean, they spoiler alert. They
No,
don't.
Did you
Jack
guys
hasn't seen it yet.
I could care less. You could tell me, and I still won't know if you spoiled it. Or
Zach,
not.
take out your headphones and put your hands over your
No,
ears.
don't spoil it. Come on.
I'm not going to spoil it. I'm
else.
not going to spoil it. I'm just going to say, if you want to know how it ends, go see the first Star Wars that we all saw in like 1970. It's the same thing. All right. So there you go. Really good.
I think he's done, Zach.
You can come back, Zach. You're fine.
Zach took the rest of the day off.
You're fine.
I'm gone.
Okay, so sad news. Will Smith decided to turn down his role in the Independence Day sequel.
I know. How could you have an Independence Day without Will
Bless
Smith?
him. I know. So he had to be written out. And it turns out, spoiler alert, that Will Smith's character, Stephen Hiller, is dead.
No, boo.
I know. And it sounds like Will Smith is pretty wrecked about it, too. He said, I'll be sitting around with tears in my eyes when that movie comes out.
Yeah, and when you're not making bank off of it, because it would have been great.
I don't know if it will if he's not in it.
I know.
How do you survive an alien invasion and then just die randomly later?
They killed him off. He was test piloting a alien
hybrid fighter.
Yes, and he crashed.
He was texting.
Yes. All right. Well, there you go. That is your least of these. Thank you, Miss Rock. This is the Wally Show, and WebMD is the worst invention ever. Like it seems like such a great idea on the surface. Like, hey, what do I have? I've got these symptoms. Let me look up and see what I have. I did that. I got really sick last week, and something is just hanging on to me. And I remembered that I had gotten a meningitis shot. And I thought, maybe I'm having a delayed reaction to the meningitis shot. Maybe I have meningitis. So I look up on there the symptoms for meningitis. Sure enough, I have meningitis. Or at least I think so. I have the symptoms of it. But then my wife looked up and said that I would have had the reaction way earlier, and it can't be that. But what does she know? Like, she hasn't spent as much time on WebMD as me. But it plays with your head. Like, you literally think, I have tuberculosis. When you look at you always find the worst possible thing for yourself, and you swear that you have it. Because that's where I'm at right now. I'm sweating, and like all of the fever, the headache, and all this stuff are signs. I know there's signs of the flu too, but who just gets the flu? I think I have meningitis. So I'm curious, like, because Becca, you dabble in this weird world.
I do. My husband has had, whenever he sees me starting to go to WebMD, he tries to stop me, but sometimes I get past him. The other day I got into some trouble because I was looking up pictures of melanomas.
Oh, nice.
And there are so many types. And so then I started not only looking at all of my moles, but all of my husband's moles while he was trying to fall asleep.
Oh, my goodness.
To see
Okay, that's
if he
weird.
had skin cancer or not. Because WebMD said that we both do, and we're probably going to die soon.
Yeah,
so.
that's it. I mean, WebMD is not for if you're remotely unstable. WebMD is not a good place for you. It's and I usually consider myself kind of a stable person. WebMD wrecked me. I thought I had the plague as one of the other possibilities, and now sure it could be a cold, but I don't want to take that chance. My wife just texted me. She's like, "Remember to call your doctor today," because I am going to go in because we're going to Africa, and they're now scanning you. Like the last times we've been, they put a thermometer on your head, and if all of a sudden I'm doing one of those things where I'm sweating uncontrollably, I don't know if I get into the country.
Or they might give you a yellow fever shot, as was the case for me.
Oh, that's right.
Just in case.
It was cheaper, too.
Yes.
I would get all my shots in airports in third world countries from now on if I were you. It seems like a great plan. All right, so here's what I'm curious about, okay? What is the worst thing you've ever thought you had based on WebMD? Like, you were like, and then it turned out to be like not that, okay? So your mind just took you to the farthest reaches of the earth on WebMD. Has that happened to you, or am I alone? Am I the only one that thinks they have meningitis? No, I think not. 877-91-WALLY is the number. We'll take yours right now. And don't be afraid. You can use a different name if you're embarrassed. But there's really nothing to be embarrassed about. Come on. We're all just friends here. We're just being honest. What is that weird thing that you thought you had based solely on your self-diagnosis on WebMD? 877-91-WALLY is the number. This is the Wally Show, and we're talking a little WebMD. You know, because it's so easy to think you have the worst thing in the world when you see all the symptoms listed at WebMD. Like, I had gotten the meningitis shot, and then I got really sick. I still am. I'm sweating, and I have fevers and body aches, and so I went to WebMD, and those are the symptoms of meningitis. So I'm like, do I have meningitis? So has that ever happened to you?
No, actually, I've never been on WebMD, but I used to be in the alternative health field, and I wanted to let you know that you may not be too far off on your symptoms, because a lot of the shots have ingredients in them that will take your immune system down the tubes for a while, and you have picked up some of the. They say it's not live virus in the shots, but
right.
A lot of people do end up getting the same disease that they had the shot for. So my diagnosis is that your immune system bottomed out, and you are picking up symptoms because you have a small, mild case of meningitis.
Oh, thank you. That's not helping at all. That was not helpful.
Once you get through it, you will be immune to meningitis.
Oh, fantastic!
Stuff along the way until your immune system picks back up.
Once I beat the meningitis, I'll be fine.
Would a quick zap with a defibrillator help?
No.
Because I would love to help out.
No, and we don't have a defibrillator. Okay. All we have is that dog shock collar.
That'll work.
This is the Wally Show, and I have good news, at least for me. I've done a little bit more digging on WebMD because I thought I might have meningitis after I got the shot. And turns out I don't have meningitis. I don't think. I think I have lupus, dementia, mono, or Parkinson's. So I've opened up a few other options. This is great. This is a horrible website, man. Like, you go and you try to search your symptoms, like, oh, I don't feel good. This is my problem. And then, I mean, it's just a website. It's not like going to a doctor, but it gives you all these horrible options.
It's either a paper cut or you should get your arm amputated.
Yeah, like nowhere did it say, hey, I think you might have a cold. Like, that wasn't even an option on this. Like, Parkinson's? Really? Like, because my symptoms are difficulty breathing, cough, stiffness or decreased movement, and night sweats. Those are the worst parts, which is kind of the flu, too. You know, I don't have a sore throat, which is good. And so that's, the WebMD is messing me up, honestly. Like, this is ridiculous. I have to go see my doctor. I guess that's probably the normal thing to do.
That would be a better alternative. We posted this on Facebook. Beth said WebMD told her she had a blood clot in her lungs.
Oh, no.
The bad part, it was blood clots, multiple.
No, she was right?
She had multiple blood clots in her lung, yeah.
Oh, was she right, though?
Yeah. Well, As it turns out, it was right.
It got her symptoms right.
What? Yes.
That's not good.
But
now I have Parkinson's.
Wanda said, though, she woke up one morning unable to take a deep breath without a lot of pain in her lung. So WebMD told her she had bronchitis, pleurisy, or a gunshot wound.
Oh, yeah.
How did I miss that?
Yeah, it was probably the gunshot wound.
Yes.
Oh, that's
you go
what
to the
that
hospital.
is.
Can you imagine going to the hospital? I just got off WebMD. I have a gunshot wound. Really, where? I don't know.
You need to find it fast.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, pleurisy, that was one that came up for me as well. I don't even know what that is, but... Yeesh.
When you duplicate, it's plural.
Yes.
C.
Yeah, yes. I think there's a lot of C's, like not cerebral palsy, Bell's palsy, and that was another option here for me. So
it doesn't look like you have Bell's palsy.
No, because that's where your face like locks up on you. It's
right.
Like one of the first
Joey
signs.
had it for a month. Once.
Yeah, your husband did. Yeah. So yeah, I need to just not spend any more time looking at this because I am getting, the older I get, and I'll be honest with you about this. The older I get, like I used to think I was indestructible, as a kid. And the older I get now, though, my mind jumps to the worst possible solution for things. It doesn't be like, oh, I might be sick. I literally think I probably have cancer. I don't know why, because I've never been that kind of person. But for some reason, now I think, oh, well, I'm getting older. That must be what is going to happen now. And that's horrible. Like, I hate that.
Let me ask you this, because we've been debating this. We've been going to WebMD. You haven't gone to the doctor yet?
No.
Just go to the doctor if you're worried.
Why? If you have a website that can do it all for you and you don't have to make a copay. Why? No, I'm trying to get in. I got to call my doctor. I got to get in, especially because we're traveling. And I'm sweating right now. Is it hot in here?
I'm freezing.
Are you so cold?
Really? You guys are jerks. You guys would go put on parkas just to drive me even further crazier. Yeah, okay. It's hot in here. Good. This is the Wally Show, and recently I kind of got to give my boss some cool news, and because he was directly or indirectly kind of involved with someone's salvation, which is kind of neat. I go down to this thing called Momentum every year. It's a conference for Christian radio, and as part of that, we do Night of Joy. And so I get tickets for that, and then he's always so kind. My boss, Farron, is always so kind. I'm like, hey, do you have an extra pair of tickets for these friends of ours, these friends of friends kind of thing? And he's like, yeah, and he's always so good about that. So we give these people tickets, and like they weren't influenced, or like they Christian music wasn't a big thing in their lives, and so this group of us would go, and through these concerts at Night of Joy, it started turning something in this couple and this wife, and then combined with their friends that are constantly speaking into their lives, this girl gets saved. Like, so cool. And her husband's still on the fence. We met up again last year for Momentum, and they went out and enjoyed the park and the shows, and music just spoke to him on a different level. And then so you flash forward to, we just got a post from them the other day that's like he got saved.
Oh, wow.
And it's like how cool is that? But I think the bigger picture to me is that a lot of times we think our words are what it's going to have to be to save somebody. Like, it's our job. We've got to save them. We've got to give them salvation because of what we say, and we put so much pressure on ourselves. But the reality is that it's not all up to us. God's working behind the scenes in so many different ways with people's lives. Like, you take this couple, for example, they're not even our direct friends, they're friends of friends, but those people are speaking into their lives, and they hook us up together so we could do something nice. That through our boss Farron does something nice for them, through these bands music does something nice for them, through the friends that are inviting them to church. Like, so you got all these people that are constantly having some sort of God touch with them, and then the ultimate result is this couple gets saved. Like how cool is that? And so I think the lesson is not to beat yourself up when we fail. Sometimes it's saving somebody, or they don't stop and give their life to God right now after we've just laid it all out for them, because it takes time. But God's work isn't done. Like, it doesn't begin and end with us many times. He's working on so many other levels because he relentlessly pursues us. And a lot of times we think, we talk about us finding God. We found God. The reality is we just open our eyes. God's been there pursuing us the entire time, and we just didn't recognize it until that point.
I remember hearing once that the average person hears the gospel 8 times before responding.
Really?
Which doesn't mean you have to hear it 8 times before responding.
Right.
Obviously, the first time can happen, but that's what it takes most people to hear over and over.
And so that's sharing your faith, and that's part of what, even, turning somebody onto this radio station and saying, hey, why don't you listen to the Wally Show and see what you think? Let me know. And you start a dialogue with them, because they hear some music that all of a sudden, wow, that's different than what I'm hearing somewhere else. And if something connected with me, made me feel good. Oh, well, that's a God thing, Yeah,
it's not our job to strap somebody down in a room and beat them over the head with the Bible until they accept Christ.
Because that doesn't typically work.
It doesn't typically work, but it's our job to be obedient in the small things, whether that's, okay, I know I should invite this person to church. I don't know why, I don't know their story, but I think I should invite them this Sunday. And that's where God's constantly working in them and through us to kind of make those things happen.
Because the reality is, I think salvation and people coming to faith is a team sport. We try to think of it as like a solo thing sometimes, where I'm going to do this and you got the crusader on the street or whatever. But the reality is, I think it's a team sport where we're all called to speak into people's lives and be intentional. And when we do that, great things happen. Well, that is going to do it for the podcast. Man, it's good to be back, and thank you for putting up with us not having any podcasts for a couple weeks. But now we will have them for 2 weeks, and then we are gone again. I'm sorry. But we're going to Africa, for a good reason, with Compassion International, and that's only a week off. Please don't yell at us.
It's 2 weeks off, because then we have to drive when we get back.
Dadgummit. A lot of times we'll knock out a podcast during the Compassion thing, because we're not on crazy late hours like we are during pledge drives. So we probably could still do that.
Okay.
I think we should do that.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do that.
The day is saved.
Yeah, there you go. All right, that is going to do it for the podcast today. Thank you for being loyal potties.